discover financial planning challenges of seafarers and how to overcome them. Do you know why financial planning is important for seafarers? Also, what are the challenges faced by a seafarer while planning for their finances? What is the residential status, taxations, and deductions of a seafarer? In this video, you will discover all this one by one. Let's get started. But before you start watching this video, if you are new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification to keep getting updates on more such useful videos. What about the life of a seafarer? Is it different from the rest of the careers? The answer is yes. A seafarer might have to sail for 6 months or more in a year. So planning and investing is more difficult for a seafarer. So there should be a proper plan for a seafarers on how to invest their hard-earned money. Reassessing the plan once in a while is also important. First, let's see the need for financial planning for seafarers. Then we will also discover some of the challenges faced by them. We all know seafarers' life can be far from ideal. They may be on a long-term voyage that isolates them from friends, families, and loved ones for up to 6 months or more at a time. Along with a challenging environment, seafarers may sometimes deal with harsh weather conditions in various locations throughout the world. So, communication back home can be difficult for many seafarers due to varying degrees of availability of Wi Fi on ships or at ports. As a result of these challenges, financial planning is essential for seafarer. Now let's look at the 6 challenges faced by a seafarer. First challenge is hefty emergency reserve. Have you ever realized that holding cash has a corresponding cost, that is the opportunity cost of lost interest? As a result, you need to weigh the benefits of holding cash against the opportunity cost. Even while the income is sent home on regular basis by the seafarers, sometimes it does not reach or is not sufficient. They might set aside a hefty amount to meet the demands and needs of the families left behind. Despite the hefty amount of money that is set aside for the next 6 months, the family faces financial challenges. These challenges are due to poor financial planning or due to big expenses without a smart budget plan. Second challenge faced by the most of the seafarers is not having retirement benefit. Although as an outsider being a seafarer might sound like a glamorous job, but just ask a seaman and he would enumerate various difficulties attached to his job. The painful truth about the shipping industry is that after the end of the contract, the benefits they have been enjoying stops. There is no shipping company that looks after your social welfare in terms of pension, provident, or emergency funds. So, only a long term investment strategy will help you overcome this issue. This strategy includes holding assets like bonds, stocks, exchange traded funds, mutual funds, and more. Now, the third mistake or challenge faced by a seafarer is not having health insurance. Seafarer often makes the mistake of not planning for their medical insurance. When the seafarer is on the leave period, most of the companies do not cover them. Hence, if something happens to seafarer or their families during leave, the medical and other related expenses can be huge. This would drain away all the savings accumulated over the years. It is therefore advisable to go for a floater type of policy for your entire family. Floater plans are something that covers the whole family. Now, the fourth mistake made by the seafarer is not taking term insurance. A sailor thinks that the shipping company is providing them with adequate life cover, but they don't realize the fact that the insurance cover is only for the tenure of their working period on board. But even if there is a situation when seafarers take life insurance policies, they are mostly money back or endowment policies, which not only have a very less coverage amount but also charge high premiums. All these plans burn a very large hole in your pocket in the long run. As compared to these plans, in the pure term policies, the insured gets a risk coverage of a reasonably large sum of money for a small premium and can be taken for a long term. Now, the term plans are pure life covers, meaning that your survivors will be paid in case something happens to you. Now, the fifth challenge faced by seafarer is of career development. Seafarers require to take up various value-added courses and professional exams that include huge fees as a part of their career development. Hence, seafarers should save enough money for their fees as the part of their career development and should keep this as one of their financial goals. This is possible only when a seafarer stays away from unwanted expenses like buying expensive phones and cars. Sixth challenge they face is of freelancing. As we know, seafarers mostly freelance, like they get a job on the ship for 6 months and then when they return, they will be left with no job and hence no income source after that. Due to this, an emergency reserve of 6 months will not be sufficient. Hence, for seafarers, it is better to have an emergency reserve for more than 6 months. Now, let's look at the residential status of a seafarer. If a crew member of a ship works outside India for 183 days or more during the financial year, as per his or her continuous discharge certificate or passport, then his or her residential status changes to non-resident seafarer. The overseas salary of a non-resident seafarer shall not be taxed in India. Now, as per the new section applicable from the financial year 2020 to 2021, an NRI including seafarer can be categorized as a resident in India if his or her stay in India exceeds 119 days and his taxable income in India exceeds rupees 15 lakhs during a financial year. Now, let's see what are the bank accounts a seafarer should have. Seafarers can open NRE or NRO account in any public sector or private bank. In India, NRIs are required to have NRE savings accounts. Now let's look what is NRE account, NRO account and FCNR account. NRE account is to park the foreign income of an NRI in India. NRO account is to deposit the Indian income of an NRI. And FCNR account or deposits is to maintain the primary foreign currencies in India. Since for seafarers, the salary is remitted by the ship owner or operator and the date is not fixed, it is better to leave some pre-signed forms, all challan or check, with the family members at home. Now let's see who has the power of attorney in the case of seafarer. Power of attorney is a legal document that gives power to a representative who can fill in the absence of NRI seafarer during any financial dealing. An NRI seafarer can appoint any person or member or friend to legally represent him or her to complete any transaction. Nomination of the seafarer. Since the life of a seafarer is at high risk, it is compulsory to fill in the nominee details for all banking and financial products. Now let us see the taxations and deductions of a seafarer. You must follow these 8 taxation guidelines as an NRI seafarer. Our first guideline is NRI seafarers must receive a salary in a non-resident external account. Such salary is not taxable. However, if the salary is received in a non-resident ordinary account, it is completely taxable even if the seafarer has completed 184 days outside India, that is even if the seafarer is an NRI. Our second guideline is NRI seafarers having any domestic income such as rent, dividend or income from any investment must maintain an NRO account to deposit the same. Our third guideline is interest received in an NRE account is exempt from tax. But if interest is received from NRO account, it is taxed at a normal slab rate. Our fourth guideline is investment in the National Pension Scheme is allowed as a deduction from gross total income up to rupees 50,000 under Section 80 CCD. Our fifth guideline is NRI seafarers cannot invest in sovereign gold bond. However, a seafarer who had already invested in when he was an Indian resident can continue to hold till maturity. Our sixth guideline is there is no limit on repatriation from NRE and FNCR accounts, but the repatriation from the NRO account is allowed up to USD 1 million. Our seventh guideline is NRI seafarer can't open a PPF account. However, if the seafarer had already opened it when he was a resident, he can hold it till maturity of 15 years. Moreover, an NRI seafarer can continue to invest until its maturity. Our eighth guideline is NRI seafarers are allowed to invest in dated government securities and treasury bills but not in government bearer securities. Now, to summarize this, a seafarer may find all of the above to be huge task. But you know what? A solid future is no longer a distant dream with proper understanding and discipline. To make your dream a reality, you can also consult a financial planner. Remember this quote: you can never cross the ocean unless you dare to lose the sight of the shore. Now, if you have any questions, write them in the comment section below. We will reply to it. Or are you interested in creating a comprehensive financial plan for your financial goals? Skip the queue by registering for a 30 minutes free financial planning consultation by clicking on the link given in the description. If you found this video helpful, do press the like button below. Also share this video with your friends and family so that all seafarers can overcome these financial challenges. We promise you to keep bringing such useful financial planning videos for you. That's it for today. Meet you soon. Bye bye.